About last night, someone was sleepless in Seattle. We'll talk about it after the 30. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. Hey, she talks too much, and Robin and Simone Love and Vanquish and Comet, Catherine Powell. How are you all doing today? I hope everyone is doing well, baby. I had to get some extra strong coffee today. But anyway, I'm gonna start. As I told you all, I had to be up early in the morning, and it is early this morning. It is now 5:37 here in San Antonio. So I was not lying or kidding when I had to get up early in the morning. So we have an assignment today, and I have to be up early today. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Ness's success. Ness had up to 16,000 people in her room. Congratulations on that. Um, One thing Ness did do, regardless of what went on and how it went on, is she was defeating the cooking show at every turn. So the numbers was looking good, and she did what she needed to do. So I'm going to give her that. She was kind of concerned about some numbers and somebody having their show at the same time. So I want to give a shout out because she made her numbers. I also want to give Kimmy and Triple Red X a shout out, VS and myself. Um, because at the end of the day, especially Triple Red X and Kimmy. So I wanted to give them a shout out as well. This is not going to be a drag. It is not going to be a read. I'm just going to tell it like it is. I'm going to tell it like it is. First of all, I was excited for Ness. I was already saying that I was going to be on her show. I was kind of like, I'm going to definitely be on Ness's show now because some people were trying to come for her and trying to set up their show at the same time. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to definitely be a part of this show because I want Ness to win. I can be competitive at times, right? So she really was excited. Now, some people didn't like a costume, but she was in the spirit of, doing the costumes. Um, so I was there for it. I was there for it. You all, everything was going pretty well. I understand that Ness was a little nervous. I saw her when we were starting. She was making sure that her costume was right. Um, the friend who ain't a friend, who whatever, she was in the camera. She was a Caucasian woman, or as Bless Watkins would say, a Caucasian woman. And she was dressed in a costume as well. Now, I did not get why she was going to be a part of this, but anyway, because it wouldn't have looked good, Ness, and I'm glad she wasn't because it's going to look like, she could have won and it would have taken a whole nother life, right? But she was really getting prepared for this, you all. She was really getting prepared for this. And I'm like, okay, Ness. And there were some technical difficulties. There were some things that I would have probably done different during the competition. But overall, Ness was really doing the thing. And when she popped off at least with 1,100 people in the chat. I mean, it was phenomenal. She had some heavy hitters. She had Kimmy. She had myself. She had Triple Red, and she had VS. VS and Kimmy on the same platform. I did see the VS shade with the pig and the pearls, but Kimmy, regardless of what y'all think, Kimmy was the professional, and she kept it moving, right? Um, I enjoyed everybody's commentary, and I know a lot of people like, oh, VS is a panel killer. Well, she was VS, and it kept it interesting. And she was the Simon Cowell of the group. It is what it is, right? I thought the contestants were interesting as well, you all. I mean, I think everything was going well. Everything was going well. And so I was in it to win it. I'm like, okay, I'm good with this. So I'm happy. Child, I'm being messy. I'm saying, okay, Ness. And let me say this. I was clicking back and forth to the burger challenge as well. And them numbers was like 500, then it dropped to 492. So Ness was doing the thing. And Ness kept 1,000 the whole time. Unfortunately, it was not for the right reasons. But she did prevent someone from outshining her and upstaging her. And I'm going to give her those props. This is where things went south. Ness got some of that jungle juice in her system. And Ness began to focus on other people and trolls. And what VS printed was half of the messages that were sent. I was very vocal in the back. I was saying, Ness, focus. Ness, stop worrying about people when you are doing so well. Stay focused. Kimmy got in the back chat and said, Ness, focus. And it seemed like the longer the night went on, the more the person was drinking. And I'm like, what is going on? And then the rants and then the pauses and I'm like, I said, I gotta go. I got to go. I said, I don't have time for this. This is the thing. And this is and it got to the point where I said it's time to leave because it was a lot of conversation in the back chat. My exit was when UNC girl was getting ready to do it. UNC girl and saying, okay, it's your turn, and UNC girl just had went on. I'm like, how you going? And then UNC girl was saying, Ness, could you hurry? Because I got this makeup on, and the makeup, is fading fast. Girl, she said the makeup was fading fast, okay? And so UNC girl came on, and then my exodus was when she didn't even know that she had brought UNC girl on again. Now, it was time to go. It was time to go for me. I was really pissed. And I'm going to tell you, what I put in the back chat is exactly what I put in the back chat that Susie put out. I'm like, I got to go to work in the morning, which I am up in the work in the morning, and I'm pissed. This is why I am angry. This is why I'm upset with Ness. And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why I'm upset with Ness. I am upset with Ness because she had a full court advantage. Baby, the score was 27-0. And you almost let people come back to win with the stalling and all of this stuff. And I'm like, dag, Ness, you're doing so well and you getting ready to throw it away. And the sad part about it is that you gained a larger audience because of the spectacle. Now people are not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. So I'm like, dang. Then you didn't even have enough respect for your judges to say, let me stay sober, because these people are taking out their time to do this. Let me say this, you all. I didn't get paid for this. And let me tell you how much Cash App I got. $22. I'm not mad at that because, again, I was happy to be there. I promised Ness I was going to be there. But what I did not promise Ness is to waste my time, to be dealing with her being drunk, her on off at Brianna and other people. And it was like, are you serious? Because Kimmy was good. Kimmy was good. So after the UNC girl, I'm like, I'm done with this. How can you, I mean, you insulting not only did you insult your judges, but also you were insulting your contestants. And I'm like, you don't even care enough for your contestants or your judges to stay sober until the damn event is over. And I'm like, I don't got time for this. And it came to a point where I'm like, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm out. People popping up on camera, not knowing they on camera. Folk up there looking like 10 headlights because you done clicked them on. And it's like, what in the hell is going on? So I clicked off. And truth be told, honestly kept, I took a shower and went to bed. Because I'm like, I got to get up in the morning. But baby, I caught a whole whiff of this before I went to work. My God. My God. Now let me say this to you all. I left before VS. Child, the next thing you know, VS was gone too. I left. I was out. And I left it in the back chat. I'm like, look, I can't do this. I'm out. I'm pissed. I'm out. And again, I am not calling this out of her name. I am not calling her disparaging things. I'm just calling it like it is. So when I look at the tape this morning, I'm just like, oh my God, I made the right decision to leave. But I am glad Kimmy and Triple Red X stayed, because it would have been a disaster. And Kimmy, you could see it all on her face, how frustrated she was. Kimmy was just absolutely frustrated. Triple Red X had that damn mask on. I know he was sweating in that mask trying to stay in character. Baby, I give you props. Okay, boo, I give you real props for that. Because not only were you there, but you were there in character in an old nasty hot costume. And then Demetra lit all day could have kept that money. Let me tell you something, Ness, you got real close to not getting that money back, because that was your mistake, not Demetra lit all day. And B-Sec the faction, she should have said, this ain't my fault. So I am glad Blaze got her money. I'm glad that Demetra Lit All Day got her money. I hope Voodoo gets his money. Because what had happened was like, you couldn't believe it. I'm like, what is all of this fighting in the background? What is this I hear about cat bowls? What is this I hear about assault with somebody's wife? I'm like, somebody said you ain't somebody friend. I'm like, what kind of damn neighbors do you have? I'm like, and why is they all up in your house? And then white folks, the Caucasian woman jumped bad, and I thought it was a tussle or something. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Is they fighting? I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what is going on? And then she talking about she ready to go out. Then she calling the folk all I mean, that liquor took over. That liquor or whatever it was took over. And I'm like, what in the hell? And Kimmy them was trying to get money. Baby, it was like a hostage situation. It was like a hostage situation. Kimmy them was trying to get her to get the money, and you got the bowls being broken, and the man said the man ain't your friend, and the neighbors getting ready to fight, and white folks up there getting ready to harass Ness. I was like, is they going together? Is they dating? I was like, what in the hell is going on? It sounded like a lesbian entanglement to me. I'm like, what in the world? And I knew that man wasn't gonna get his money. Y'all, I felt it in my spirit that he would go get his money. And sure enough, the camera had went out and the whole thing had ended. And I don't know if Voodoo got his money or not. And let me say this, no joke. If I would have stayed, Voodoo, Demetra Lit All Day were in my top two. Bambi had a good costume for originality, but I agree with the winners pretty much, but we would never really know because my scores weren't tallied and VS's scores weren't tallied because we left, because we saw this mess and this debacle. And I'm like, I don't owe anybody any obligation when they can't stay sober and run a good show. You got all of these people here to help you win, and you throw it all away. And I'm like, I'm done. But I'm gonna tell you what, you kept your numbers. But that last end of the show, and again, it doesn't help you. Then you started whining. Then you started crying. Then you acted anxious like you on a cruise ship. I'm like, oh my God, we just dealt with an anxious person on a cruise ship. Now we dealing with an anxious person on a contest. I'm like, really? I said, I can't deal with all of this anxiety at once. And I left. I'm like, you don't think enough of your judges to even stay sober. You don't even think enough of your contestants to stay sober. Why should I stay here and have to be somebody's? So I left. I'm like, I'm not going to stay here. And now Kimmy is saying that I got one more contest to do, but I ain't doing no more contests. And who could blame her? And y'all, I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm actually driving. So I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm actually driving. But y'all, it was awful. It was awful. And I couldn't believe what was happening. I could not believe what was happening. Now, Ness, you got some really good numbers. I wish you would have gotten it the way that we planned at the beginning. I wish you would have gotten your numbers that way. not because people saw you as somebody who was inebriated and could not function. And I'm glad that Kimmy and Triple Red X stayed, because they had every right to leave as well, because it was not their show, it was your show. They were not responsible for getting those people their money. You were. And so now when people come for you, you've given them extra ammunition, because again, you didn't even complete the show. By not paying Voodoo, it was incomplete. By not paying Voodoo and Kim and them and Shelly and all of them walking you through, it tells me that you're not responsible. And if alcohol is doing this to you, then go back to rehab. I mean, you had over 1,000 people looking at this. And maybe you don't care, but I think you should care. And let me say this, you all, this addiction thing is terrible. This addiction thing is tearing some people up. It is, I'm telling you, and what I saw last night and what I saw this morning, let's get help. Now, you can do all of that cursing and ranting, because like I said, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about what you had on. I'm just talking about what I saw, and I'm just telling you, you need to get help, because we can't help you to win if you don't want to win. You had a good thing going and you let it slip from your hand. You let these people win by calling their names out. Why are you focusing on your ops? Why are you focusing on people who are not even in the competition? You took away from the judges, you took away from the contestants with that petty mess. And y'all, all that back chat was saying was, Ness, focus. Ness, get back on topic. Ness, stop stalling. Ness, come on. Ness, people are leaving. Now, I mean, now I was vocal, but right after me was Kimmy and Triple X, Triple Red X. They were right after me saying the same thing. Nobody, and people were trying to be polite with Ness to say, hey, what's going on? And then people were saying, Ness, you already judged. We already judged UNC girl. I mean, we were saying that. And I'm only coming out because I'm not spinning this. This ain't no spin. This ain't none of that. This is God honest, sweat on a Bible, on my mama's grave. And I don't do that. But this ain't no spin. This is real. And I can't believe that you chose alcohol over your whole show, over your judges, over your contestants. You know, people thought I was going to go off on you right after this, but I had to think about this. And I'm like, I said, but I'm going to tell it. Now, I am going to tell it. I'm not going to disparage your name. I'm not going to call you out of your name. I'm going to call exactly what happened. And you let alcohol or whatever, I don't know what you was doing, get in the way of your competition. And then, Ness, you shirked your responsibility. Talking about something, you're going to go to the club and you didn't even pay. And let me say this. I don't even know if I don't know if Blaze or Demetri was gonna get paid either. How it was going. I'm like, I hope they get paid too. Cause I didn't know if they were gonna get paid or not either. I'm like, I hope these people get paid. It shouldn't have to be this way. So y'all, I'm getting ready to pull over in a couple of minutes because I'm almost at my destination, and I'm gonna read y'all comments in here. So I'm gonna read these comments. Give me a minute. I'm gonna read these comments, baby. I just it was hard to deal with y'all. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Never, never. It was tragic. I mean, I'm gonna give it to you, baby. You did that with them numbers. You did that with them numbers. Now I ain't gonna lie with you. Did that with them numbers, but how you got them, I don't know if that was the best way to get them. I wish you would have gotten the numbers somewhere else. But again, it went from people laughing with you to people laughing at you, and I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was sad at the end, and then to wake up this morning and look at the show and see all of this mess going on. I mean, do you know what people are gonna say? Oh, she did this. I mean, I can hear it now. And you can't blame nobody but you. This is not Kimmy's fault. This is not VS's fault. This is not Triple Red X's fault. This is you, Ness. And I like I said, I know people will say, "Oh, Jay, you left that." No, no, it's not my fault. I'm not obligated to be in something that's not organized or something that it's not right. I'm glad Kimmy stayed. I'm glad them play. Let me read y'all comments now. Let me read y'all comments. I may be behind. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm reading comments now, you all. Because I went far back in the comments, but I'm reading the comments now. I'm glad me and Brooke chose not to be in it. It was a self-sabotage for those who supported Ness. It was sad to see. The challenge went straight to hell. Yeah. No, I left to go to bed. I took a shower. Y'all, I didn't even look at the rest of the stuff. I just took a shower and went on to bed because I had to get up in the morning. Like I'm up now. I mean, it is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up now. So I didn't have time to be sitting up here wasting time, and that I just had to go. But my thing is, you displayed a lot of stuff that people throw in your face. I mean, you were not responsible. When the time came to really pay those people their money, that should have been the most important thing because your integrity was on the line. Thank God for Kimmy and Triple Red X because you would have probably walked away from the thing and people kept on calling you back. And then I when I saw them people fighting in your house and it sounded like you and that lady was tussling and y'all was arguing and the people wanted to go to the club. I'm like, what is going on? And then the man talking about his broken. And I'm like, give these people their money. I'm like, you know, yeah, yeah, you really made the numbers today. Um, yeah, baby, this is almost up there with the cruise ship. It was sadness. So I mean, I'm not talking, like I said, I'm not calling you out of your name. I'm just saying that it was not a good look, and I left. I didn't know VS had left because I clicked off. Once I wrote that, I was gone. I clicked right on off, and I didn't look back until this morning. And I really didn't want to do it, but I'm like, I had to think long and hard. I'm like, you know what? I got stuff to do in the morning. I don't have time to be babysitting a grown person. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. You weren't looking at the back chat. People kept on telling you to focus. I guess VS left exactly with me, or I left. But at least I gave, honey, I said I'm out. Now I don't know if VS even said anything, but I was out. I was out. I was out. And what made me upset you all was I was actually trying to judge these people, giving them scores, their costume scores, their acting scores, for whatever they did, adding them up. I was actually doing that. I was actually doing that. So when the camera was shining on me and I didn't even know it was shining on me, I was actually tabulating um scores up and trying to get that together because I was really serious about making sure I was there. I don't know who left first, to be honest. I don't know who left first. But I didn't leave because VS left. I left because all I can say is my stuff was in the back chat. And at least I let people know that I was getting ready to leave. I just didn't leave. Honey, I gave 2 weeks notice. Boom, I'm gone. So I know that I left because I'm like, why am I doing all of this? Why am I doing all of this stuff and really trying to judge? But yet the MC is drunk off her rockers. And then when I looked at the tape this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't have that patience like Kimmy. Mm-mm. And then she start getting mad at people telling her stuff, and she getting angry, and then she started crying, and I'm like, I said, oh no, 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 no. So after I saw it, I said, I think I made the right decision. Okay, well I don't know because, like I said, when I typed, I left, and I really didn't want to. But after that UNC girl thing, I'm like, I'm out. Because now you don't even know the contestants. You don't even know that this woman just had on the horns and all of this. You, we just, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. Now we can't even concentrate. So yeah, Faith. I'm like, why are you bringing up Brianna? I'm like, y'all, I'm not a fan of Brianna's, but I'm not gonna be bringing her up in my challenge. And it was like, come on, sis. You shouldn't even be mentioning them. You, so Ness, you won. You won at the beginning and you won at the end. But that ending is going to give people more ammunition. All the stuff they've been saying about you, all of this stuff now, you gave them, you gave them reinforcement. That's exactly what you did. You gave them reinforcement. Because people are saying if you can't be responsible for a simple challenge, and you crying and losing your mind over a challenge, then what the hell else you lose your mind over when it gets hard? And then for you to want to go to the club and not complete your task, your priorities were in the wrong place. And I'm glad I didn't give you, look. This is the word for the day. Never give people a priority or make them priority when they consider you an option. Never, never make people a priority when they consider you an option. And when you consider me an option, I don't make you a priority anymore. And it seems like I was an option, not a priority. Let me say that again. Never consider people a priority when they make you an option. And all I'm gonna say is I got $22, and so yeah, yeah. Never consider people a priority when they consider you an option. And I think that just sums the whole thing up. This was an option. And when something better came along or something that you perceive better came along, and this is the thing that's people, if people sent you money and you had this pot of money, it doesn't look good. So, yeah. Well, not only the contestants, the judges, and the audience. Why you cussing the audience out? The audience is here to support you, but you cussing the audience out now. And then you got a little testy with the contestants. And then you was getting a little testy with the judges. And I'm like, girl, you not getting this. And y'all, let me say this. I can understand the little technical difficulties. Those things happen. Those things happen. And I think as we went on, it was good. And the judges was the judges were doing what they were doing. And then all of a sudden, somebody drank a little too much alcohol and this, or whatever. And this is what we get. And that's, I think you really, yeah, Keisha, I think you're right, Miss Keisha. I think you're right. I don't think anybody else is going to touch anything she does because, you don't play with folk money. Especially when all of these other people done had competitions and people got their money. So y'all, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Did I tell the story? I'm trying to be very unbiased here. First of all, congratulations on a competition that was over 12, almost at 1600 at times, I believe. So congratulations on that. I'm not mad. I wish it would have not been because of this blunder. I wish it would have been for something else. I wish it would have been for something else. But I don't feel like I'm wrong. I feel like I'm just here telling my side of the story. Now, again, I know what was going on in that back chat. And the only person who really didn't say a lot in that back chat is VS. And I believe that VS was observing. I didn't screenshot that back chat. I left. But that back chat is only half of what you all saw. It was only half of what you all saw. If VS put all the back chat on there, you're going to see people saying, focus, Ness. Ness, she already went on. Ness, focus. I was like, Ness, the stalls are killing you. People are leaving. Ness, continue to be consistent. You know, so that's it, y'all. That's it. Had Ness stayed sober, I think this would have been a really, really good contest. But now you have a reputation that's not good now. Yeah, and VS was in her car. Yeah, I noticed that. No, VS had about 2,100. And you know what? Let me say this, and it's really not about numbers. It was about you had Kimmy, me, Triple Red, and VS doing a costume challenge. Then you had a faceless troll, or Pizarro, as you all call her, doing a hamburger challenge. And that was the thing for me. That was the competition. And even when Ness wasn't inebriated, she was kicking behind. She was kicking behind. She was kicking tail. She came out blazing. She came out blazing. So you accomplish a goal of getting the viewers, but you kept them the wrong way. You kept them the wrong way. And now your ops can say, now the ops is really tricky because she came out blazing. But now your ops is gonna say, well, half the people showed up because you was drunk as hell and you had all that drama going on in the back and da 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 da. So yeah. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have to drink to calm your nerves. Hmm, that's the whole thing. You're a talented individual. You truly are talented. But the drinking, yeah, y'all, let me say this. Okay, and I know people gonna get mad, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It seems like the most talented people always have major issues. It seems like the funniest people always have some type of addiction problems. And they can't, you, I don't know why, but it seems like people who are very, very, very talented always got some issues or problem. And I'm like, girl, you got talent. Why are you doing this to yourself? And y'all, let me say this. She was really excited about this. She was checking the costume. She was looking at the camera. She was really excited about this. And so I'm like, okay, this is good because she's excited. She's hyped for this. I'm hyped for this now. And let me tell you where it went wrong. Again, you up there calling out Bree on your channel. I'm like, girl, you need to be focused. You need to be focused. Bree ain't even here. And if she here, she in the clouds, but who cares? Keep your eyes on the prize, sis. Do you think because somebody came on a cruise that I was going to get unfocused? Are you silly? Absolutely not. My focus with those people who were on that ship, who came to Juicycation. It was not other people who were around me. You couldn't even stay focused. So anyway, y'all, that's all I had to say. Any comments, you all? I'm gonna drop the link. I got time for a link drop. I'm gonna drop the link. I couldn't believe that this woman had such a lead and she still won the game. But now she got these injured players now, and we're not sure if all of her starting line gonna come back. Because even though she won the game, she can't play no other games now because she may not win because all of her players are injured now. Look at it like a football game. Yeah, y'all won the game, but your quarterback is out. Your defensive tackle got hurt, and now you can't play no more. You won the game, but you came out injured. And like I said, I had to get up early. See, I ain't lying, honey, because you just don't get up this early to be cute. Now I had to get up early. And again, I had to get up and I'm like, I'm not gonna be sitting up here wasting my time. Yeah, please play that pay that man. Well, well, yeah, you're right about that. And he really needs to get paid. How your top spot person ain't gonna get paid? I don't know. Yeah, she really needs to pay him. And I mean, when she gets sober, she really needs to look at them back chats and she really needs to pay that man. I just know that Ness can do better. But I don't know if people gonna trust her again. I mean, really, really, really. I mean, you had everything going for you. You had everything going for you. Everything going for you. And you just threw it all away. I'm like, okay, I guess y'all too early in the morning. But yeah. So y'all, that's all I really have. I'm not here to laugh at her because it's not funny to me. It's just sad what alcohol or being under the influence can do. You know, um, it was just crazy. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm looking at y'all comments. Well, I was toggling back and forth because I was looking at the numbers. Now I wasn't in her chat, but I was looking at the numbers now, and I was being a little messy in Ness's chat. But yeah, let me say this: I have never seen. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I really don't know what to say. And then when I saw the rest of the videotape this morning, I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn. How do you get to this point? I mean, you got almost 1,500 people watching you fumble, watching you not pay people, watching you give people the wrong amount. You almost cussed out Demetrilet all day. That lady ain't do nothing to you. And then you want to get cranky over $15. That lady didn't have to send that money back. That was your responsibility. Hold on, y'all. I got somebody coming up. What's up, Rodney?
Hey, Pastor Jay, how you doing?
You know what? I'm disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I left because I'm like, people's professionalism on the line. But anyway, go ahead, Rodney.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe what was going on. Next, by her being one of the huge popular platforms, it was not a good look at all. That could, it could, it can really hurt her. That it can't, it could have hurt. Yeah, it can hurt her. I just put it like that. So, yeah, I was just in disbelief. I was just like, man, and it was embarrassing also.
And it was
I
embarrassing. I
don't
mean,
know words.
go
Okay, go.
ahead, Rodney.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, and again, I don't know what's going on with Florida, honey. I don't know what's going on with y'all Florida people. Girl, okay, you have Florida competition. You have Florida competition, the battles of the Miami neighborhoods. And then, all the Florida folk for the most, well, no, not all, but most of the Florida folk went with Ness. And again, I'm like, girl, this is what you giving to people? She gave people her whole ass to kiss. And I'm like, that wasn't nice. And
And
I'm like, people had things to do the next morning. You didn't think about the time. You didn't think about your contestants. And then when you gave your audience the ass to kiss, first of all, these people supporting you. These people who were in the competition supported you. These judges supported you. And
right.
then you gonna give them your ass to kiss. You gonna choose them, a club over them. I'm like, damn.
And I was looking at some of the comments. A few people said they unsubscribed to her already, and so it's not a good thing. It wasn't.
And Rodney, I'm not calling her. I'm not calling her out of her name. I'm not. I'm just calling it like it is. And like I said, I don't know if BS left first or I left first. I don't know. When I was done, I was done. Some people don't know how to break, but I know how to break. And I'm like, you know what? To me, that UNC girl situation, that was my boiling point. When you don't even know who just went up and you calling the same person up again, I'm like, girl, really
Yeah,
though?
that was bad. It was bad. It was. And you know what? Um, she gave her oppositions all the ammunition in the world to use against her now. So
Mm-hmm.
so when she gets sober and wake up, she might as well get ready because I'm pretty sure she's gonna wake up to all kind of chaos.
Yeah,
She's being dragged and everything else. You
yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Baby, they was dragging her before the whole thing ended.
Right. Exactly. Right. Right.
Before the whole thing ended. And I'm like, girl, you winning. Why you worried about this? That's just like you got a whole lead in a track meet and you keep on looking back and the other person's so far behind, but you looking back, you can't even see the finish line because you're too busy looking at them. I'm like, girl, go to the finish line. Go to the light, Carol Ann. Go to the light. Girl, I'm like, oh my God. And my thing is she could not stay focused. And I'm like, stay focused. Let me tell you
Right.
something. Baby, that back chat was lit.
I bet it was. I
It
wish
was
I could see the
lit.
screenshots of that back chat. I'm serious.
And what VS put out was right. It was not wrong. It was right. I was out. I said I had to get up for work in the morning and I don't have time for this. I'm out. I
Right.
was
Right.
pissed. I was pissed. You wasted my time. You wasted my time.
Yeah, when I didn't see you anymore, Pastor, I said I know you was pissed off. I knew you were.
I'm going, you wasting people time. Why waste people time? And then when I looked at that tape this morning, and she was more interested in the club and hanging out with them people than finish paying that man. All it took was a simple task of paying that man. And why do 5 people have to get up there and walk you through a cash app?
Right. That was it. It was embarrassing, man. It
Oh,
was. I just got to admit it. It was embarrassing.
she had clicked the link to spy. I don't care. Let me say this. I meant exactly every word that I said. I'm telling you, it was just like, look, girl, stay focused. I kept on saying, Ness is too much lag time. People are leaving. Stay focused. So, and you
I
can only do
almost
that.
left. I almost left because I have to get up here early in the morning also, which I am now getting ready for work.
Yeah, yeah. You can't do that, Rodney. I feel sorry for Ness. I feel sorry that she can't leave substances alone enough to even do her her contest. And it bothers me. And then them neighbors didn't help either. Cause I'm like, girl, where do you live? I mean, is this what they giving in Seattle? Ain't a girl, when you think of Seattle, you think of Frazier.
But
Okay,
but
I'm
you know
thinking
what?
of Frazier, Asian people. Okay, I'm thinking of Tech. Baby, it was giving me very much tenderloin. It was giving me, really, it was giving me Trap House. I'm like, you baby breaking cat bowls and trying to assault somebody's wife. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What neighborhood is this? Is this Tin Pan Alley? What is Hell's Kitchen? What in the world?
But you know what? I hope that she, whoever her neighbors are, didn't complain to the office about all that. I just hope they didn't, cause there was a lot going on.
Girl, Rodney, I couldn't. When I saw what happened in the morning and I was listening, I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I'm like, this
Yep.
is not happening. I'm like,
Yep.
now the neighbors in it now. Now we
Yep.
got a whole mama's family situation going on here. I'm like, what in the world?
Yep. That's all that went down, Pastor. Sure did,
I'm
Janice.
like, is Pookie New Jack City here? Okay.
And I know the contestants, some of the contestants was pissed. Voodoo,
Honey,
I'm
you know
pretty sure.
Demetra Lit all day gonna talk about it, and she gonna cuss out. She gonna cuss Ness out.
That heifer went live last night. I saw her.
Mm, wow, wow. Look, Ness, I think you just need to go to rehab because I don't know what you on, but let me say this: you have 16, 1,700 witnesses to see a whole debacle, and all I'm saying is get help because if you look at this video. And if you look at what people are saying in that video and what people are saying today and what people are saying on other people's channels, baby, you need help. You need help. And
I
I
can
don't think
see it.
I don't think it's funny. I'm not laughing at you. I mean, you had a golden opportunity and you allowed substances to take you from what you were doing. And everything that people said about you, you reinforced last night. And I hate to say that, but you reinforced it. And you can get mad at me, you can be mad at the world, but most of all, you really need to be mad at yourself. I hope you forgive
Exactly.
yourself and I hope you go to rehab. I don't know, and I'm real serious about this because Ness, you are talented. You have a talent. I have told you you had a talent, but you got to be sober. You cannot do this, sis. It's not a good look. Now, you may not do it. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe it, Rodney. I'm like, you couldn't write a script for this. I mean, this beef sector is giving more than Netflix, honey. I mean, who needs Netflix when you got the beef sector? Who knew a costume competition was gonna be WWE and WWF wrestling?
Exactly, Pastor. And to be honest with you, I done missed all my TV shows due to the beast. There's always something going on. Every
Mm,
time when I try to log on, trying to watch a movie on my
yeah,
TV and stuff
and
like that,
and
somebody go live.
yeah, and I know people think Shelley was being messy by telling Kimmy to leave. But you know what? Let me tell you why I left. I left because I felt disrespected. I left because I felt disrespected. I left because people couldn't focus long enough and they were taking everything from the contestants and you were putting your energy on one person. If you could have focused on your contestants like you focused on Brianna and then trying to pull Kimmy into it, that got me. You're trying to pull other folk into your mess. That is not the time nor the place. It's not about Brianna. This was about your contestants. And then you trying to pull other folk into it? Come on. And I don't, and let me say this too. I don't think Ness knew that VS was gonna come up with the pig nose. I don't think that was planned. I don't think that was planned at all. I think VS said, I'm gonna come up here and make a wave with this pig nose and be real nasty. I think
I
she just
thought
didn't do that.
I thought her Kim and VS was cool with each other.
Well, I don't know, but again, it doesn't really matter with VS because it's about clicks and views. It's about causing, it's about shaking it up. And that's what she did. And again, Kimmy did not dignify that. Kimmy was a real trooper. Regardless of
Yeah,
what people say,
right.
she was a real trooper until the end. Because Kimmy, you wouldn't have lost any cool points whatsoever if you would have backed out and said, I'm out too, and left. And I'm happy her and Triple Red X stayed, but baby, it was for them. It wasn't for me. God knows who needs to stay and God knows who needs to go. And I needed to go because I wasn't feeling that mess. It was a whole shit show and I wasn't with it.
Right, right. Yeah, it was unfortunately. That's sad. But well, she might as well get ready because she better really come with an
And let
apology
me
and a
say
way
this.
to win her some of her audience back, and and the disappointment in a lot of other people. So she
Look,
better
and,
come
and
through.
look, Ness, if you see this, pay that man his money back. Pay him that man his money immediately. That should be your first priority. It should have been your first priority last night, not going to the club. But you were so inebriated that you couldn't even think. But your first order of business is to pay that man that money.
Yep, exactly, exactly. I agree. I agree.
Pay that man his money. Baby, this is gonna be talked about for a long time. Because it was something that started so well and ended so wrong. I mean, it started so well.
Yeah, I thought it was finna be on and popping. I was like, oh yeah, this finna be good. Yeah, I was.
Hey, Wilson, what about the $1,300? Now, let me say this. I really didn't know what the pot was, y'all. Let me say this. I showed up because Ness had thrown some shade at me earlier, but I'm like, I'm still gonna do this contest because I have never done a contest, and I said, well, I want to be a judge, and so I wanted to be a judge on the contest, And let me say this, you all, I swear that I wasn't really looking at the comments except for Ness. I saw a lot of disparaging comments concerning me, but it wasn't about me. It was really about Ness. So when I was looking at the numbers drop, I'm like, Ness, the numbers are dropping, girl. Be consistent. But now, if I started fighting with people in the room and if I started cussing folk out as the judge, then I should have been reprimanded. But even being talked about in the room does not give me the right to lose focus off of what is really important, the
Right,
competition. Who
right.
cares what people are saying in the chat? She fighting with people in the chat. Girl, you winning. Girl, you got 1,600 folk in the chat. And you up there fighting with trolls? You don't even know what victory look like. Girl, you fighting with trolls? You fighting with Brianna? Brianna was nowhere visible in that room that I saw. And you fighting with trolls and
Yeah, I
Brianna?
think I think I saw Brianna drop down in the chat. I think I did.
Well, who cares? She only dropped down in the chat because she was touched and bothered. But yet you done gave her what she needed. Let me tell you something, Rodney. Baby, I used to drop in people's chat with a super chat. I used to pay them to let them know that I hear you and I'm not bothered. And then I would just click off and leave and let them do all the cussing. And I didn't even stay long enough to hear the cussing. Just enough to bother them and to take them off they game. And again, because anyway, let me stop giving my secrets out. But anyway, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I always tell people, Pastor, that you be unbothered when people are talking about you.
Child,
I
I
always say, I
mean,
say he is
honey,
he is
I know
unbothered.
people was doing a whole lot, but my thing is, as a judge, it was not my job to be arguing with people. It was not my job to be fighting with people in the chat. What my job was is to judge. And
It's,
trust me, when we went on breaks or when other judges were judging, I was clicking back and forth, monitoring what was going on. But when it was my time to judge, and when them people came up, I was focused. And you should be taking people's stuff important. I mean, really. King Roman said, "You did that to me." What's up, King Roman? How you doing this morning, King Roman? I'm frustrated, honey. I'm frustrated because Ness is so talented, but she let them people take her off her game. She let that whatever them substances was take her off her game. And and the train went the hell off the rails. I'm like, damn, girl. And then you did get the numbers, but people were laughing at you now and not with you. And let me say this, Ness. Now if you decide to do another challenge, girl, people gonna think twice before judging, and people gonna think twice before being a contestant because you didn't pay your top winner. You left for the club, and you pretty much crapped on your judges, and you cussed your audience out. Period.
Well, like I say, she better come with the come on because when she wake up,
Let me say this. Messy vlogs. I can't agree. I can't agree. I can't agree. Again, you know, you done lost. Let me say this to you, Messy Vlogs, and anybody else. You only have one time to screw over people, and they will not trust you again. This is why if we do a Labor Day event, if we do juicycation, baby, you better give people what you say you're going to give people, or you're going to have a problem. Now, I hate to bother Dovey early this morning, but because Dovey done did so many junkie stunts, folk don't trust Dovey with their dimes, honey. They don't. And you only have one time to screw over these people in the beef sector, and they do not forget. They do not forget. So,
yep,
yes, you got some attention, but now people don't think of long term. People only think of short term. But long term, this is going to hurt you because if I do another trip, which we are getting ready to do, we already have people interested. They say, wherever y'all go, we're going to go. Because they're already interested because they know that if we say we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Jasmine Red,
she
I
got.
wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, Jasmine Red. And again, people are asking, how can the pot be this, but now it's this? I don't know. I don't know. I did not get with Ness when it came to the money. I was only a judge, but I relinquished my duties when folk could not remember who was next. It was time for me to go. I was
Hold on,
already
Pastor. I'm
upset.
going on mute real quick. I have to go on
Okay.
mute.
Yeah, I was already pissed off because she up there arguing with Brianna. Then she arguing with her chat. Then she couldn't remember. I said, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm back, y'all. So anyway, y'all, it was a mess. It was a whole mess. And let me say this. More people, let me say this, Ness. This is what you did. People chose you over Pizarro. People chose your event over Pizarro's. And even in your mess, they chose you over Pizarro. But Pizarro was not inebriated, and Pizarro's people got their money. And I hate to say it, but Pizarro has run good competitions. You could have been right up there doing challenges, but you dropped the ball because Pizarro's folk get their money, and Pizarro's people ain't never had to wait till the next day to get their money. And I hate to say that. I hate to say it, but that's it. I don't know if Voodoo got his money. We don't know King Roman. We don't know if Voodoo got his money or not. We really don't know. Somebody said they need to go to the club, and baby, and this is the thing. Kimmy them was trying to walk you through it, girl. They gave you Voodoo's cash app by 1,500 times. He put it in the back chat. People gave you the cash app. I mean, his sister was waiting up for you, girl. And Kimmy was trying to help. And what did you do? Click off. I'm like, I'll be damned. I said, I'll be damned. There was a lot of people who didn't get judged. It was a mess, y'all. It was a mess. It could have been much better, but somebody had to screw it all up. They had to mess up the church's money.
Pastor, did you see Treasure Lane's live?
I did. I saw a little bit of it. I saw. And like I said, I don't care who left first. All I know is I was leaving. I said, I got to go to work in the morning. I'm pissed. I got to go. I'm out, y'all. Or I said something to that extent. And I left. It was no way I was going to stay there.
Yeah.
I wish you would have had a co-host. But again, you know, yeah, it's different. Let me say this. If I were running a competition, I wouldn't even have the money. I would have Vivian or somebody who was trusted to have the money. I would make sure, I wouldn't even do that. And then I would have a co-host. It's okay to have a co-host. Now I'm going to say what Ness did well. Ness gave really good instructions on how she wanted the judges to judge. She did. I had them instructions like for a week. So she did that. It seemed like she was excited. She pre-planned this. But she didn't execute. She did not execute. So anybody else before I leave? Anybody else? I'm gonna drop the link again, y'all. I'm more saddened that this could have been something really nice.
Okay, Pastor, I'm gonna drop down and continue to get ready for work.
Okay, yeah, this could have been something really, really nice, and it just, it just turned into something totally, totally different. And like I said, I didn't come here to call Ness out of her name. I didn't come here to do that. I didn't come to do that. I just say, Ness, get some help. And I'm not saying this to be shady. I'm saying this because you had such a golden opportunity and you dropped it. You 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 let it go. You had a golden opportunity and you let it go, Ness. And I think that's what it really, you let it go, sis. You let it slide right between your fingers. And I think that you need to look at this and really reconsider going to rehab. I don't think you need to drink no more. Because if drinking does this to you, then your sense of judgment is totally gone. Your sense of judgment is totally gone. This competition should have been your priority. You should have paid that man and then went on. And then you started going after everybody. So then you became a mean drunk. And then from mean drunk, girl, you became a crying drunk. Then you was confused. Confused. I'm like, girl, you went through every stage of emotion in about 5 minutes. Oh, I was impressed by Kimmy. Kimmy kept it together. And the thing is, y'all, she tried to put Kimmy in that Bree mess. And Kimmy was not, let me say this, Kimmy and Bree are like oil and water right now. And Ness was trying to put Kimmy in that mess, and Kimmy refused. Let me tell you something. I know that VS came with that pig nose and them pearls. I'm like, oh, smack. But even in the midst of being insulted, Kimmy still took the high road. And when I tell you Kimmy was the professional, she was. If Kimmy would have left, she had every reason to leave. Every reason to leave. Triple red X as well. Every reason to leave. Now, what Kimmy was doing in front of the camera, Child, I was doing in back of the camera. I'm like, Ness, stop stalling. You losing people. Ness, stop talking about Brianna and stay focused. Focus, Ness. Ness, you got dead air. Where are you, Ness? I'm like, it was like, am I in kindergarten? I'm like, am I in kindergarten? You know, I know Nika's competition gonna be good. You know why I know Nika's competition gonna be good? Because it's not going to be hindered by substances. It's not gonna be hindered by substances. Now we can say whatever we want about Nika and Pizarro and all of these other people. What I am gonna say about these people are that they give people their money, okay, and they complete what they started. They complete what they started. Thank you. And no, that was not the same hat I had on in the library, child. The hat that I had on library has a thicker brim. But anyway, child, I came as Papa Doc. They said who you are. I said Papa Doc. I said, baby, I said I'm Papa Doc, girl. But anyway, and it wasn't really about me because you know I really, like I said, costume and everything, and I'm gonna get triple red X for going through with the costume and all of that stuff. It was what it was. Well, look, y'all, I'm heading out. Thank you, Unhinged. It was giving Quaker Oats, whatever you wanted it to be. Somebody said Hasidic Jew. Baby, I'm with that. I can see that. Somebody said Amish. I'm like, I'm with that. Somebody said Papa Leg Bow. I see that. Somebody said Papa Doc. I'm like, okay, whatever you want it to be. They said an Amish scammer. Okay, whatever. I tell you what, if I have a competition, folk will get their money. Hell, we made sure people get their money when we was doing our cash app parties. Nobody ain't never say they ain't got their money with their cash app parties. See, you gotta be consistent. You can't. People don't understand that your reputation on the line. Now they can call me scamming and everything, but people come to my stuff, honey. People gets in my competition because they know they're gonna get their money. They know they're gonna get their money. They know they're gonna get their money. I thought all the judges were good. I thought all the judges were good. I take nothing from any of the even VS with her sharp criticism. I thought it was good. But yet this lady had a whole star lineup for the beef sector and still screwed it up because of her inability to stay sober. She could not stay sober. She could not stay sober. She could not stay sober. So now she was entertaining, but for the wrong reasons. Could not stay sober, y'all. I'll be like, I'll be damned. Y'all, I was very surprised. I didn't know Ness was gonna act this way either. I really didn't. I thought Ness was gonna go through this thing, and I did not know it was gonna end up like this. And like I said, my straw, first of all, I was getting pissed off with the Brianna stuff again. I'm like, come on, girl, focus. Then the stall, and I'm like, girl, you losing people, stay focused. But when she couldn't remember that UNC girl just had went on, and then she was up there trying to act like UNC girl. I'm like, are you serious? And it was time for me to leave. I'm like, you know what? You don't even give a damn about your contestants. You don't give a damn about your judges. All you give a damn about that alcohol and going to the club. I am not making somebody a priority who consider me an option. And I said, I'm out. I am not considering anybody a priority who makes me an option. And not only did you make me an option, you made your contestants an option, you made your audience an option, and who you made a priority is them people and going to the club. And you know what? And I'm sorry to say, Ness, you know what? Pizarro, even though she had smaller numbers, she won. And you know how she won? Because Brianna and Pizarro was in your mind the whole time you was doing that because you kept on calling their name out. And instead of going over there focusing on what they were doing, you should have been focusing on your stuff. So in the mind, they won. By the numbers, you got it. But by in the psyche, they won. Here you are with almost 16, 1,700 people, and you worried about Brianna. You worried about the wrong thing, sis. You diminishing your lead because you too busy worried about somebody. And I'm like, girl, focus on your contestants. Yo, you can't even focus on your own thing. Yeah, she made me upset. Let me tell you something. She sent Demetra lit all day the wrong money. And then Demetra sent back that money. Sent back that money. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, Jesus. Who was third? You didn't even know who came in third, girl. You didn't even know who came in first. How much money do I owe them? And then they tried to act like Demetra was an old thief because she kept $15. Truth be told, Demetra could have really kept everything if she really wanted to. Because it wasn't her fault that you gave her the wrong amount. Yeah, Demetra, I'm glad she sent back the change. Demetra, that was really smart. Honey, Demetra said, I didn't look like Jessica Wabbit, Jessica Wabbit for nothing. Okay. Child Demetra was giving me Coke 45 commercial, honey. She was giving me Strawberry Festival in Plant City, honey. She was giving me Living in America with James Brown. Okay, baby, it was giving me a lot. Okay, it was giving me Newports and Coke 45, baby. It was giving me Newports and Eric and Jer, E and J. Okay, I'm like, girl, you better go and do that. Baby, titties don't fail me now. Baby, it was giving me a lot of titties. I ain't mad at her. Demetra said, I want my second place prize. Virginia Slims. Well, look, y'all, I really gotta go. I hope these people do a little bit better. But I said what I had to say. Um, well, everybody felt bad. Everybody felt bad. I felt bad, but I wasn't gonna stay. I'm not gonna stay here and be a part of this debacle. I said when you didn't know that UNC girl had went on already, it was time for me to leave. I'm like, I said, I'm not staying for this foolishness. No one should. And then you start cussing out your judges, cussing out your contestants, and then you start cussing out the chat. I'm like, girl, bye. I said, I'm gone. I'm gone. Get some rehab, get some help. It don't make no sense. Sis, this ain't a good look. Too talented to let them substances ruin your life like this. And I know if you doing this for little stuff like competitions, Lord knows what you're doing on your job. I mean, really, girl, come on. Get it together, sis. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Hit the like button. And again, $22 on this. I ain't mad. You don't owe me nothing, but you don't owe me nothing but going to rehab. If you want to pay me, go to rehab and help yourself. That's what you can do. Go to rehab and help yourself. I ain't asking for no money. I'm not asking. I'm just asking you to go to rehab and really, really focus on your sobriety. That's what I'm asking you to do. Because I know if you can't even focus on a contest, then I know that in your real life, it is hell on wheels. And baby, them neighbors and stuff, child, I don't know where you living, but girl, oh, I don't know where you living, sis, but it's some deep stuff. Like I said, when you think of Seattle, you think of Fraser, Asian people, tech industry, you know what I'm saying? Gates Foundation. Girl, it was giving me Pookie. in New Jack City. Okay, it was giving me Poke and Beans mixed neighborhood. Girl, it was like, what is this? Is you back in Miami? Girl, I'm like, really though? Really? He's not your friend. He broke my cat bowls. Girl, I'm like, not the cat bowls being broken. Okay, he broke my cat bowls. Girl, I'm like, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, not the cat bowls. And then somebody said somebody tried to assault somebody's wife. Child, that lady was probably giving it up. Anyway. And then the man beat the man. He admitted that the man beat him up. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? All of this assault. Girl, I'm like, where you live at? 10 Pan Alley? Okay, Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, what is going on? Storyville? Girl, where you live? Somebody said Oxycodone. Okay, I'm like, yeah. It's like, girl, that sound like Dovy's neighborhood right there, honey. Dovey girl, you would be rich. It sound like, because girl, you know, them pills. You so no 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 no. Them pills you so no 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 no. Ah, oh Jesus. He was mad about them cat bowls. Baby, and I said, if I hear another damn thing about them damn cat bowls, I mean, did you get them damn cat bowls from Pottery Barn? He had like he got them cat bowls from Pottery Barn, girl. I'm like, I'm like, you get them from Pottery Barn? Not Pottery Barn, but Pottery Barn. Mm. There must have been some real special cat bowls, because he kept on ranting about them damn cat bowls. I'm like, damn. Anyway, all right, I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and love.